What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? And I'm back with yet another TV review. Today, I'm looking at Rescue High Surf. Now that I've looked at Dr. Odyssey, that was out on over on ABC, now let's look at what Fox had put out this fall season. And this one is it. And I remember the marketing, and I remember seeing all the advertisements, and of course I was like, "Ooh, this show looks kind of interesting." I'm like the whole title sounds pretty interesting thing at first, and you're like, "Okay." So, about the time I finally got a chance to watch the first episode, I was like, "Okay, I see where they're going with this." But then something happened by the second episode. It's like, I don't know. Something just made me just go, what am I watching? Something just lost my interest. But after a brief moment, and even Kate would agree with me, all I see is that this is just a Baywatch clone. And I hate to admit, it's hard to admit, wow, it's like nothing. Obviously, nothing is original on TV these days. But hey, if they're trying to recapture magic and create something that from a show from the past, which in this case would be Baywatch, but of course, obviously, two different shows, similar concept. Obviously, the locations are different. This Baywatch was set in, I believe, Miami. Here, it's set in the North Shore of Oahu, which I find appropriate because A is the shark attack capital of the world, it's Hawaii, shark attack capital of the world. There's also a great place where surfing is predominant everywhere, and of course, I guarantee you, all the statistics are there. And if you're a lifeguard fan, if you're a fan of surfing, I feel like this is what the show for you. And I will admit that at least they create some of these scenarios that can happen, and they do happen, no matter where you are and what beach you are, or where it's in Hawaii or on the mainland. But yeah, and of course, raise your hand if you are for a lifeguard, are still a lifeguard, and were trained in something like this. I would say, yeah, I think this is something you would say, yeah. I've been there before. It's dangerous. There's a reason why. Why we were trained to try to save lives, especially in scenarios like this. But of course, here's the thing: I've only lifeguarded in pools and at lakes or private. You get my point. But when it comes to beaches, that's a whole different ballgame. And of course, certain scenarios, if you watch the show, that thing can kind of happen. That's how that's the reality of it all. You got to make sure you're trained, that you can be capable of doing lifeguarding in this kind of scenario, which is a very a dominant area, a beach, a place where people can potentially drown and they get pulled out. You name it. Okay, so yeah, and I will admit, if the rookie on the show, which of course, I hate to get off topic and jump ahead and get ahead of myself. If the rookie, who apparently is the son of a politician or mayor, I forget what it was, and he's a new guy, and if you mess up, I would say go back and get more training, because if you mess up, again, to me, when I look at lifeguarding at beach, it's a battle of life or death. If you can't pull your weight or perform, even on your first day, there's going to be a problem, and I don't see you surviving in that environment. And I hate to say that. And if anybody else agrees with me, if you're a member of the Red Cross, yeah, please. I'm pretty sure you would all be in agreement with me. You would get fired, or I would just say, no, go back, get training, okay? If I was in that supervisor's shoes, I would not put my neck out to just say, hey, give him another chance. No. Get more training and then come back. But anyway, again, I'm getting off topic or getting ahead of myself. The only appeal, when it comes to star power, not much in this show except for Ariel Kebbel, who I recognized her from American Pie Band Camp, and of course, obviously, I believe it was two seasons ago of 901, where I find it an appropriate way where she played a bit of a romantic foil for Buck, and of course, a lot of people were kind of jumped at me and said, "Hey, think it's the same character?" I'm like, no, you idiot. Obviously, just because she was contracted to a show that was on the Fox network, now it's on ABC. Yeah, that doesn't mean it's the same character, but then again, that would be a funny thing to be like, hey, now we're following this character that now she's a lifeguard kind of thing. Yeah, I know. Again, I'm getting off topic, but beside her, like, the cast of fairly unknown people, okay? Like, I don't recognize anyone. Obviously, I think again, this is one of those shows that kind of has legs, and you want to see it grow and create more stars out of it. And of course, in a way like Baywatch created like David Hasselhoff and Pamela Anderson. Here, Ariel Kebble, I mean, she's still a rising star. I mean, she's still been acting. I mean, she's been started out like I mentioned in American Pie, and now look where she is now. I'm like, she's not to mention she is very attractive. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm just gonna admit it, even though I'm a married man. But hey, I'm like, you can definitely see star power written all over her. But yeah, I don't know if she's gonna be the one saving grace of this show that's gonna like make this show perform. Again, I hate to say this, but I don't see this show lasting past a season, okay? And I hate to be the bearer of bad news to say that, okay? And if it does get renewed, then I'd be like, okay, maybe I can try to give this show another go. But outside of what I mentioned earlier, like, to me, I mean, again, take your pick, okay? If you're a lifeguard, you're a former lifeguard like me, and you want to see something like this, and you love the exotic locale of Hawaii, then it might be for you. Otherwise, take a pass on it. As like I mentioned, all I see it is as it's just Generations Baywatch or a Baywatch clone, essentially. And with that, and Sally, with that in mind, I'm gonna give Rescue High Surf. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 10. And I'm just being generous here because of, but besides our leading lady and like some of the real scenarios that do happen, like I mentioned earlier, I think that's what made the show stand out. But again, that's just me. If I might be wrong, who knows? Okay, let me know what you think. Do you think I missed a show out there? Okay. Beside that, I hope you guys all enjoy your holiday. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for some more awesome, exciting content.